Hello, and welcome to another edition of One Bad Veggies Root Beer Review. Where in this review, we take a look to see what Stewart's can do. And yeah, if for those who don't know, that is a blatant reference to the character Stewart from Mad TV from the 90s and early 2000s. I'm old. Anyway, so Stewart's, as far as root beers go, I mean, you're talking about a root beer that is probably as famous as, maybe an IBC or, that kind of thing, something you find in most stores, at least around here. I don't know if it's a Midwest thing or not, but yeah, Stewart's is super popular. It's usually, if it's not IBC sitting there on the shelf, it's usually probably going to be Stewart's. So anyway, looking into Stewart's a little bit, they claim on the bottle and everything since 1924 and everything like that, which is true. The man, I think his name was Fred Stewart, who created the drive-in and the drink and everything, was started in 1924. But of course, as most root beers, especially something like Stewart's, that is technically a boutique brand because it's in a glass bottle and stuff like that. However, ones that have that kind of reach to it, like an IBC or something like that, have usually been bought up by a bigger company at some point. And Stewart's, of course, is owned by the Dr. Pepper Keurig company, which, for those who don't know, Dr. Pepper and Keurig are a company. That is what they are called, the Dr. Pepper Keurig. Anyway, that's just funny to me because very different things. But and I'm surprised that Keurig owns its own company also. I mean they're huge. Everyone's got one, but it just kind of surprised me a little bit. Anyway, topic. So, a little bit of history there, but for the most part, like I said, they're a big brand in the small pond of, craft brew root beers. So this is kind of like I said, one of the more popular brands out there. So other than that, I guess we can just go ahead and hop into the ingredients. All right, let's take a look at the ingredients, which should be appearing right there. And yeah, again, kind of going into the whole, root beer tends to have a lot of the same ingredients. Cane sugar, that's good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bottle. Yeah, that's what the bottles look like for a number of years now. I want to say when I've tried it in the past, maybe it had a little bit of a different label, but no, otherwise pretty simple. That's kind of, and Stewart's also, by the way, they don't just make root beer, they make cream soda, they make, I think, like cherry sodas, birch beer, they do all sorts of different kinds of flavors of soda. But so the one thing I kind of noticed about the ingredients is that there's a whole lot of preservatives, and to be honest, that's not super abnormal for a larger kind of brand like Stewart's. I feel like when a craft brew company does get bought out by a larger company, that what ends up happening a lot of times is they use a lot of the same kind of chemicals and stuff to put in even in their craft brew stuff. I mean, they're using cane sugar, which is nice, but they use a lot of the same kind of preservatives and chemicals and stuff that they use, and just stuff that they put in a can, like a Dr. Pepper, let's just go ahead and say. There's usually minor differences between their bottled and their canned stuff, but otherwise it's just kind of like the same process. So that's my reasoning behind why there are so many kind of preservatives and extracts and stuff like that in it, because it's not usually stuff that adds anything to the flavor. It's usually stuff that adds to the texture and how fizzy it is and stuff like that, and then just general preservatives too. So all right, let's go ahead and let's crack it open and get ourselves a scent. All right, now I've been using the bottle opener a lot, but I feel like Stewart should be an easy open. Oh, I was correct. All right, I'll take a little. Very sweet. So I'm not surprised by this, again, because it's a major brand. They're going to push the sugar forward, right? You're not gonna probably get a lot of like crazy, like, whoa, I can get hints of wintergreen and nutmeg and cinnamon and stuff like that. It's just not going to happen with a major brand root beer, you know? So, but let me go ahead and take another scent real quick. Yeah, I'm getting basic root beer vibes from this one, and just an overall sweetness to it. Like, it's, you know, I'm not looking at Stewart's to be like, wow, what a magnificent, amazing root beer, unlike any I've ever tasted before. This is the kind of root beer that you go to the store for when you want root beer that tastes like root beer and doesn't do anything fancy. And I think that's what we're gonna discover when we go ahead and take a taste of it and everything, is that. But also, I'm not gonna, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get into the pour and the foam. So here we are with the old trusty mug. And what I was gonna say before I paused at the end of the last the scent segment was something interesting. I'm curious, and we're gonna find out right away, right now, hopefully, is usually when you have a lot of preservatives and a lot of chemicals and extracts and stuff like that in your root beer, you tend to have a really bitter, unflavorful foam head on root beers. So let's go ahead and see how it looks, and then we'll see if I'm right about the taste. So you see that right there, how high that foam is. That is a function of some of these extracts that they put into these root beers. It makes it look super foamy, which is nice. It's nice. It's a nice look. I mean, look at that. I haven't even finished emptying the bottle into it, and we've got a foam that's almost, you know, half the glass. It's good looking, that's for sure. It's definitely photogenic. All right, and we got it all in there now. So let's go ahead and see how it tastes. Let's see. Okay. So yes and no. So that's interesting. I'm gonna take. So there's so much foam left in it. See if I can. There we go. Look at that. It's a lot of foam. It almost looks like it's root beer float. You know, if you ever had root beer floats, how much they foam up so fast when you pour the root beer over the ice cream. Anyway, so definitely, there is that chemically bitterness to the foam. However, I expected there just to be that no flavor. There is a little bit. Let me try one more time. There is almost like a hint of vanilla to it, which doesn't make it necessarily good, because it's still kind of bitter, but it does definitely, you know, my expectations were nothing, and I'm pleasantly surprised a little bit. So, you know, so that's good. But other than that, you know, like I said, it's almost like a vanilla with a bitter edge to it, I think is a good way of putting it. Again, you know, not a lot of people drink the foam out of root beer, so more there for the aesthetic purposes. So let's go ahead and get into the main point, the taste test. I will say, interesting thing, you know, it's been a few seconds now. Foam still sticking there, and I don't know if that's gonna go away. I think that's just gonna stay there like that. Real interesting, the way that they did that. But thumbs up. So kind of everything I said beforehand is kind of exactly how it turned out. You know, I like being surprised by things. I didn't think Stewart's was gonna surprise me. So like I said before, when you're dealing with the flavors here, there's nothing that super stands out. Maybe there's a little bit more, maybe it's a little bit more vanilla than, there's a little bit more vanilla in it than maybe a standard, you know, largely made craft brew. But otherwise, it's very, very sweet. Really focusing on the sugar. Tastes like standard root beer, you know, which is not a bad thing. Never a bad thing. I do like it. It's hard to say a whole lot about it because, like I said, it's so, you know, so plain, you know, and that sounds like a negative thing to say, but this is a root beer review channel. So if a root beer tastes like a root beer, what is there really bad to say about it, right? And I can say this, I have no negative points to it, right? I have nothing. The aftertaste is good. There's nothing weird with the flavor, even with all the preservatives and the chemicals and stuff. It doesn't have like a weird chemically taste or anything like that to it. It's just good. Got a little bit of a bite to it, I will say that. More, it's not a smooth root beer. Whether or not something's smooth or is real fizzy or has a lot of bite to it or something like that, I don't usually take points on or off for that, because that doesn't really affect my enjoyment of it. So yeah, there's really not a whole lot to say about it, and I think if you know me and you know my reviews, where this is gonna go. So let's go ahead and get into the letter grade. So Stewart's, I mean, it's like I said, it's everywhere. You can get it at most grocery stores. It's sold usually right next to IBC, if not sold instead of IBC, right? And I always say IBC because IBC seems to be the one craft root beer in a bottle that is sold at every grocery store, right? If they have a bottled soda, glass bottle soda section, IBC is sitting in that section, right? But like I said, more than likely, if they have a second brand of root beer, it's going to be Stewart's. And the thing is, with IBC and with Stewart's, you're expecting, like I said, the version of root beer that is playing in your brain, probably, if you're looking for some root beer, right? So, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and wax poetic about all sorts of stuff and everything about this root beer because it's dog standard root beer. It's good root beer. I will say that it is good. In fact, just say it, I'm gonna give it a C. I know everyone's shocked and appalled by me giving Stewart's a C because it's root beer. I will say, if I was to say anything good about it, I shouldn't say anything good about it. That makes me sound like it's negative. But if I was going to give it say something good about it being a C, let's say, I would say it's a high C. I think the thing is with a C is C's are usually stuff that's just kind of like, yeah, this is good, this is fine. With Stewart's, I would say that there's just nothing wrong with it, right? It's just good. And there's not a whole lot more to say about it other than that, right? It's good. It's a good root beer. So yeah. See. So yeah, that's it for this one. We are, let's see, 97, 98, 99, and 100. So 4 reviews away from number 100, which I don't know. I shouldn't hype it up. It's not going to be that hype. It's just going to be another review, but it will be a special-ish review. Yeah, that's really it for that one, I guess. I imagine this review is probably going to be pretty short after I edit it down and everything. So, other than that, I hope you had a good time.